Welcome back. The Trilosophy Podcast, Boxing on the Go. I'm your host, Noel Muro. Let's get into it. Got up early to watch the World Boxing Super Series final between, bantamweight final between Naoya, the Monster Inoue, versus Nonito, the Filipino Flash Donaire. And damn, I gotta say, that was one of the best fights I've seen all year. I mean, it could be a damn fight contender. I mean, contender for fight of the year. I mean, that shit was great, man. The Monster, I mean, he got a test. I mean, you know, he's been knocking out everybody. So to go the distance with the legend Donaire, and Donaire was no pushover. He cut the right eye open of Inoue, and shit, man. Donaire got saved by the bell twice. I mean, he got stuck by a hard body shot. Ran around the ring, took a knee. That's good ring IQ. I mean, you know, go down on that knee and try to rest up before the 10 count is over. And that's exactly what he did. Got up, managed to, kind of keep Inoue at bay, I should say. Inoue, he didn't jump all over him like most people would, I guess. It's just very smart fighter. I mean, shit. The Monster's gonna be. I mean, he's pretty much just starting out, man. He has a lot of years in this sport ahead of him, and he's the best in that division. I mean, what can you say? So he's the winner of the tournament. Got the Muhammad Ali trophy and unified those titles. Let's talk. I mean, I'm sure you guys have already heard so much shit about Canelo versus Kovalev, but I haven't done this in a while. I'm shaking off some ring rust, so let's get into that. So there's going to be it's not that there's going to be. There is a lot of people saying Kovalev took a dive. I mean, Kovalev is not in his prime, which is true. He's not in his prime, but he, managed to knock out a young, strong Anthony Yarde to retain his belt at light heavyweight. And Kovalev can still punch. He can still hang in there with the best of them, Canelo's a special fighter. Went up in weight, didn't have to cut weight. Went up 2 weight classes. Everyone thought he was kind of crazy, just as Mikey Garcia did, chasing greatness to jump up 2 weight classes and challenge one of the best in the welterweight division, in Errol Spence, right? So Kovalev is one of the best in the light heavyweight division. If he jumped up to light heavyweight and fought somebody we don't even know, not even a top 10 guy, I mean, okay, you can say, okay, maybe this is just Canelo just wants to test the water, see how his body reacts at light heavyweight. But no, he went after the Crusher to, get that 4th title in a 4th weight division. And shit, he managed to, it wasn't easy for Canelo. I mean, Kovalev had him at bay kept him at bay with that jab, I mean, that shit's hard to get through, this guy Canelo did not get too excited, try to hurry himself into the inside. He worked that body, did what he had to do, kept trying to land that overhead overhand hook. And got him with the left and then the right. Good night, Kovalev. So congratulations to both, just for giving a great fight. And so what's next for Canelo? Okay, Canelo, whether you like it or not, pound for pound best, number one. Okay, don't play yourself. This is but people are always gonna try to shit on him no matter what he does. If he stays at 175, what's next for him? At 175, Bivol has already said, he'll fight him at 175 if he stays there. If not, if he wants to fight at 168, then he'll fight Canelo at 168. What are the critics going to say? What are the people going to say? If Canelo fights him at 168 and beats Bivol at 168, they're going to complain that wasn't the best version of Bivol because he drained himself to go to 168. So out goes that fight right there. Does Canelo want to stay at 175 at light heavyweight to face Artur Beterbiev? That is a dangerous fight. Bivol at 175, dangerous fight. Anybody at any of the top 3 guys, top 4 guys at the light heavyweight division, Gvozdyk, those are all hard fights, If you give Canelo some time, if he wants to stay there, he can hang with the best of them, I think. He has a very good chance if he did what he did to Kovalev. He has a very good chance to be the best at 175. Okay. People are also asking for Andre Ward to come back and fight Canelo at 175. Leave the guy alone. He's retired. He's not even saying anything. Keep his name out of your mouth. But for fuck's sake, let's get into that, okay? Canelo versus Andre Ward. At 175, if Canelo beats Andre Ward, what is everyone going to say? Andre Ward hasn't fought in years. Of course he was going to lose. So they won't give Canelo credit on that one either. What is there for Canelo at 160? What, Triple G? Who wants to see that third fight? Raise your hand, say that shit on Twitter. I'm over it. I've been saying that shit for a while. I'm over the Triple G Canelo 3. I'm over it. There's nothing for Canelo there. Triple G has a title, okay, but they don't like each other. Canelo doesn't want to give him the payday. If they give him a significant amount of more money, maybe he'll take it. But Canelo has already said that he's not even sure if he wants to go back down to 160. Just because, he's already, it's hard for him. It's going to be hard for him to make weight now, Canelo's a very disciplined fighter. All fighters, most fighters, okay, I would say are very disciplined. With the few of the stragglers right there that, that constantly can't make weight. They're not disciplined. Canelo's a very disciplined fighter. He can make weight at 160. He can do it if he wants to. But where does that leave us? Okay. If Canelo wants to go get a real title at 168, which he has the WBA regular title right now. I would say, go fight at 168, super middleweight. You have Billy Joe Saunders right there for a title. Okay. I think that's probably one of the best ones right there. Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo, or Callum Smith and Canelo. Because you can't make an excuse for Canelo winning on that one. Why? Billy Joe Saunders is contesting at 168. He's had a hard time making weight at 160. Okay? So now he's pursuing. He's going to keep fighting at 168. he wants that fight. Callum Smith says he wants that fight. And so for me, those are the two fights that make the most sense for Canelo. And if he wins, if he beats any of those guys, I mean, that is, the excuses just gotta stop. Please. You're messing it up for boxing fans. We constantly shit on each other. We constantly shit on our fighters, our best, you know? And all the UFC guys, all the MMA guys, they all stick together. They stand behind their damn fighters. Jorge Masvidal beat Nate Diaz last weekend. Doctor stopped the fight because of a cut. I don't know what that doctor's thinking. I mean, we're not there. I was not there to see in person. But Nate Diaz did not like the stoppage. I mean, his face has gotten very bloody before. Maybe that doctor should have seen some tapes and stuff. He didn't look like Nate Diaz didn't look winded, or didn't look like he was hurt. But like I said, I wasn't there. And they should run that back for the baddest man on the planet belt. So the WBC comes out with these special edition belts, which, you know, they look cool. You know, the Cinco de Mayo special edition belt, the Maya belt, the Huichol belt. You know, those are cool. They're fun. You know, I mean, they're not a real title. It's just, you know, it's a special belt. And okay, the WBC wants to, you know, keep making belts. Oh, you know, you can say that franchise title shit. That shit's bullshit. Okay, because if you go on the ESPN boxing rankings, if you go to middleweight, you won't see Canelo's name there as the WBC champion. It's not there. You have Charlo there. That's bullshit. Canelo's the real WBC champion, okay? Franchise champion. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? Deontay Wilder doesn't want any part of that franchise shit. He saw that on Twitter yesterday. He wants to fight any mandatories that, you know, that have earned their spot there. And people shit on when there's mandatory fights, you know. Those guys have earned their place there. I mean, if they earn themselves there, not just get put into the rankings as number 2 or 3. And Dillian White, feel sorry for that guy. That guy hasn't gotten a title shot since God knows when. He's been to WBC. You know, number 2, the mandatory to WBC titleist, and then he fails a drug test, and then I don't even know if his name is cleared, so I'm not going to speak on that anyways. But back to Jorge Masvidal, you know, every time Canelo wins, everyone wants to go and fight him, whether it's MMA guys or you know, all the other boxers, whatever. That's good, you know. But when a MMA guy wants to go, you know, they're just chasing the money. They want that big check because, I mean, no offense to the UFC, but they're not paying their top guys like the type of money that you do in boxing. They have a different type of structure, different pay and business structure than the world of boxing does. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. But Jorge Masvidal, if he steps in the ring with Canelo, just going to get his ass beat. And once again, I'm going to say, oh, well, yeah, he was an MMA fighter. Why? Who cares if Canelo beat him? He's not a real fighter. He's not a real fighter. He's not a real boxer. I get tired of those. You know, it's like there's blood in the water every time Canelo wins a fight. So, and who else is that? Oh, the other guy I forgot to mention at 160, Andrade. Okay, Demetrius Andrade, he's been calling out Canelo for a very long time. Canelo's been, he's been fighting once, I think he's pretty much has finished business at 160. I mean, I guess you could say, he could fight Andrade at 160, and you got Charlo over there, but let those guys deal with that, Let Charlo, Triple G, Charlo, and Andrade, those guys should take care of business between each other, because, like I said, I don't think Canelo's coming down to fight any of those guys that way. Just, I think he's gonna, he's already moved on. So I think that's it. That's it for me on this episode of Boxing on the Go. Like I said, just shaking off that ring rust. I'm gonna try to be more consistent with these. Moved from Colorado back to California, and I'll see you guys next time. Follow me on Twitter at Moruso, MORUSO71, and on Instagram at Trilosophy. All right, see y'all later.